So, welcome to our exclusive webinar presented by Immigration Advisors New Zealand Limited in collaboration with New Zealand Tertiary College. I'm Priyanka Amin, your host for today's session. It is a pleasure to have all of you here. I guess it's morning for all of you, quite early to get started with our webinar, but thank you for joining us. So, whether you're considering furthering your education or exploring career pathways or seeking skill migration opportunities in New Zealand, this session has something valuable in store for you. So, as we move in, I would just want to make sure that your questions are addressed and that you have the chance to interact directly with the panelist. Therefore, I would like to urge each one of you to engage actively by using the Q&A feature to submit your questions. Whether you want to get clarity on any of the discussed content or you would like to hear our panelists' insights on the related topic, please do not hesitate to ask. So with that said, let's dive into our content. All right, so once again, it's me, that's Priyanka Amin. I'm the Client Relations Manager with Immigration Advisors, New Zealand Limited. Now, as I have introduced myself, let me also introduce who we are. So we are based out of Auckland, New Zealand, consisting of 4 licensed immigration advisors. Our team's strength lies in its diversity, having helped clients from over 30 different countries, offering tailored immigration solutions to meet each individual's unique needs. We are supported by a diverse staff representing over 6 different nationalities. We bring a deep understanding of various cultures and backgrounds to our work. So collectively, we possess over 20 years of experience in the immigration industry, guiding individuals and their families throughout the immigration processes. And our reach extends far beyond New Zealand, with our local presence in key locations, including India, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Philippines, and Middle East, which help us to serve our clients worldwide in a better way. And also, we are proud to be the most reviewed licensed immigration advisors in New Zealand, showing how committed we are in doing a great job of making sure our customers are happy. Now that you know a bit about us, you can clearly see that we know what we are doing and we are always ready to help you. So now, as you see, we on the screen that we have a distinguished panel of speakers who will be sharing their insights and expertise with us. So first up, we have Roy Wen, the Senior Regional Manager at New Zealand Tertiary College. Roy has been instrumental in promoting educational opportunities and supporting students from various regions to achieve their academic goals in New Zealand. And then we have Audrey, International Marketing Manager at New Zealand Tertiary College. Audrey plays a crucial role in connecting with international students and helping them navigate their educational journey in New Zealand. Roy and Audrey, would you like to say hello to our participants?
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. I have already seen some, I think, people asking some questions. So we are going to answer that while we are doing the presentation.
Thank you, Audrey. All right, so next speaker that we have is our very own Ms. Vandana Rai, a Senior Licensed Immigration Advisor here at Immigration Advisors New Zealand Limited. Ms. Vandana brings a wealth of experience and knowledge in immigration processes, and she ensures that a client have right guidance to successfully achieve their immigration goals in New Zealand. So now, since we have our speakers, Ms. Vandana Rai, would you like to say hello to our participants?
Yeah, thank you, Priyanka. Thank you for the team from NZTC. We appreciate your taking time out to give our clients all the insight, and a big thanks for all the attendees. I know it's quite early in this part of the subcontinent and appreciate your attendance. So happy to answer your questions, whether it's pertaining to the teaching qualifications, whether it is pertaining to teaching registration, or your pathway to residence post completion of the course. So we would be happy to provide clarification. Please do keep putting your questions in the Q&A box, and we would have enough time in the end to answer all your questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Vandana. So right now, as I have introduced our speakers, I will pass over the virtual slide to Roy and Audrey, who will take it further from here. All right, Audrey, whenever you're ready.
Sure.
Thank you.
All right. So I'm sharing my screen to each of you. So I think first of all, I'm going to introduce our college and our programs. And then later on, I will answer the questions to each individuals, okay? It won't be long, so give me some time. So we are New Zealand Tertiary College, shortcut NZTC. And our values are vision, heart, competence, and the spirit. So our mission statement, we values people and is committed to empowering students to care, educate, and serve meaningfully and effectively by providing comprehensive and professional programs. This is our mission statement. Why students choose to study at NZTC and also partners, they send students to us. We are the New Zealand Qualification Authority, NZQA Category 1 providers, meaning high quality. We are the largest early childhood teacher education institute in New Zealand with more than 42 years history. So we have long history. We have the largest numbers, okay, compared to all the other universities. We are the largest, okay, in terms of the student numbers. We offer the graduate diploma in teaching and Bachelor of Teaching programs, which approved by the Teaching Council and lead to the teacher registration. We also offer the pathway program, level 5, level 6 Bachelor of Teaching for students who have not completed any degree, okay? And we offer the flexible start date every Monday, almost every Monday, which is really good. So our start date is very flexible. Plus our programs combine the field practice and the field practice in the New Zealand centers, okay? So this is our unique advantage compared to all the other providers. We offer the field practice in the New Zealand center, and the graduates can easily find jobs. So I'm going to talk about our qualifications. This is the most popular qualification at NZTC, which is Graduate Diploma in Teaching. Just now, I saw a person ask a question, working at the bank, but already completed bachelor and master's degree from home country. So this is the right program to introduce, okay? So the program academic entry for any bachelor degree equivalent to level 7 or above, any discipline, you can apply for this qualification. For the English language, student can take such as language cert. Okay, this is a type of test. If you use Google to search language cert, you will see student take C1 test, achieve 35 in each band. Each band meaning listening, reading, writing, and speaking. You don't need to worry about overall band, just each band, individual band. Or PTE, Pearson test, 65 in each band. Or IELTS, 7 each band. Most of the students told us IELTS is the most difficult test to take. So language cert is the easiest one. Then it's PTE. Then it comes IELTS. Okay, so there are different type of tests that student can take. Plus, student can combine different tests, including you can combine language cert and the IELTS or PTE. For example, if you achieve listening, speaking in IELTS and have 7, you can have reading, writing in the language cert, C1, 35, or PTE, 65. as long as all the tests being taken in 2 years' time, so the test report valid in 2 years, then you are able to you can meet the requirement, all right? There are some other options that you can exempt from the language test. So if any student complete a degree, bachelor degree or master degree in 7 English language speaking countries, New Zealand, Australia, USA, UK, Canada, Ireland, South Africa, you can exempt from the language test to apply. But of course, for Indian and the Indian subcontinent students, if you never studied in these 7 English language speaking countries, you have to take the language test, all right? So I'm going to show you the Teaching Council website later on to let you know about this requirement is required by the Teaching Council. Once the student meets the academic entry and language entry, then student have to pass the interview and the writing test, okay? When you arrive in New Zealand, our college will guarantee to help you find a home center in New Zealand. A home center means a childcare center close to where you live in New Zealand. So we will guarantee we find a center for each of you, no matter where you are, okay? No matter which area, which city you study, you live in New Zealand, we are going to help you to find a home center. During your whole program study, you have to practice in this center each week for minimum of 16 hours per week, okay? That's the program requirement. So just now the person asked, which is the best one that to study if you have a bachelor's degree or master's degree, any major. So this is the best program. This is the most popular program. Okay, this is a program. And your agent can help you to apply for the program from our website, nztertiarycollege.ac.nz. Click on apply now. Then it goes through to the enroller platform, the online application platform. And the agent can verify students' documents by, put your digital verification seal on their documents and upload the documents through that enroller portal. Okay, so this is the most popular program. I'm going to share the Teaching Council's webpage to you to demonstrate about the requirements. So right now, I'm sharing the Teaching Council's website. This is a Teaching Council's website, okay? If you can see, this Teaching Council website, just now a person asked if she wants to use her teaching skill and teaching qualification from home country to apply for the New Zealand overseas teacher registration certificate. So then you go to the teachingcouncil.nz website. You click on overseas trained teacher and apply for the provisional practicing certificate. However, from my experience working at NZTC for 14 years, I can tell you, even though you get this overseas teacher registration certificate, okay, you get it from Teaching Council. But when you apply for the job position at the New Zealand Child Care Center, you cannot use your practicing certificate to help the Child Care Center get the New Zealand government funding. It's different from the New Zealand trained teacher, okay? So that is something different, okay? You get the teacher registration, but if you work in the New Zealand Child Care Center, you are not able to help the center to get the government funding because in New Zealand, each center, they usually get funding from the government. How much funding the New Zealand government pay to a center depends on how many, qualified teacher, especially the New Zealand trained qualified teacher, they employed. Okay, so overseas teacher registration for the early childhood center, unfortunately, you can't help them to get the funding. Then the center might not pay you the medium wage as required by Immigration New Zealand, okay? So that's something which is different. I have to let you know in the early childhood sector. But for the New Zealand trained teacher, for example, if students finish our graduate diploma in teaching or Bachelor of Teaching, they can just, click on for beginning teacher, apply for the provisional certificate. For New Zealand trained teacher, they pay this much. For overseas trained teacher, they pay this much. But as I mentioned, you won't help your center get the funding. So the center, of course, cannot pay you same as the salary as New Zealand trained teacher, okay? So for New Zealand trained teacher, it's pretty easy. You just upload your graduation certificate transcript that you obtained from the New Zealand Tertiary College, and upload your passport and the overseas criminal record and the consent teaching council to do New Zealand police vetting, okay? Then declare your health, physical health, mentally health are capable to support young children. Then you can get it. It's online application, to let you know. So most of our graduates, okay, from graduate diploma in teaching told us they have quite good salary. So maybe from the beginning, if you have a bachelor's degree, any discipline, you finish our graduate diploma in teaching, perhaps your starting salary may be $30 New Zealand dollars per hour. After 1 year, you might get, or after half year, depends on the student performance, you might get the minimum wage requirement as required by immigration, okay? The medium wage requirement. It depends. But some of our students, they finish the master's degree previously, any discipline, Master of Arts, Master of Science, or Master of Commerce, whatever. Then they complete our graduate diploma in teaching. They apply for the registration. Their salary is a bit higher, okay? It's around $32 something per hour, New Zealand dollar, $32 per hour. That's the feedback from our graduates. So this is a teaching council webpage that I want to show you because a student just now already asked about overseas teacher registration. That's different from the New Zealand trained teacher. For the language requirement, once again, I just want to show you, you can search English language. Then you are able to see teaching council's language competency requirements. It is very clear. If you are not able to provide any evidence from those 7 English language speaking countries, including the 5 Eyes countries, UK, USA, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, 5 Eyes country, plus Ireland and South Africa. If you cannot provide those evidence, you will have to achieve the IELTS 7 each band or PTE 65 each band or language cert C1 35 each band. Okay, so they listed all kinds of tests that they can accept. It's on the Teaching Council's webpage. And also I mentioned students can combine different tests. So here I give you the Teaching Council's link. You can click on frequently asked questions. If you click open that, FAQs, you can go down to check. They talk about what about multiple test scores. And the Teaching Council saying that you can take more tests, more than 1 test, like 2 tests, 3 tests, 4 tests, all okay, as long as valid in 2 years. Achieve the 4 competences, listening, reading, writing, speaking, using 1 test provider or multiple, more than 1. Okay, so that's why I'm saying you can combine IELTS or PTE or language cert. It's no problem. So this is evidence. It's listed on the Teaching Council's webpage. Okay, so that's why I have to show you. This is an important organization in New Zealand for our graduates to apply for the teacher registration certificate. Yeah. But for the just now, the person that you say, oh, you want to go ahead, apply overseas teacher registration, you can try, no problem. Then you can try to apply for the jobs and see if they can, offer you same salary as what the New Zealand trained teacher being offered. Okay, so this is something that, I share first. Coming back to my PPT, I share my PPT. Okay, so just now I talked about the graduate diploma in teaching, the most popular program for any degree or above graduates to study. Then I'm going to talk about the program that for high school graduates or diploma graduates, meaning that someone who did not have a bachelor's degree or above, they can think about doing our Bachelor of Teaching. So for the Bachelor of Teaching, because it's approved by the Teaching Council, so the entry requirement is exactly the same. We need the IELTS 7 each band or Language Cert C1 35 each band or PTE 65 each band, same language requirement. High school graduates, okay? Some of the students could not achieve this high language competency skill. So that's why we designed the pathway program, as I mentioned earlier. We offer the 1 year diploma level 5, okay? Theory study and the field experience, field practice are all the same as our bachelor degree year 1. So which means students can get full cross credit from this level 5 into our Bachelor of Teaching, okay? This level 5, the English language requirement is low. It's IELTS 5.5 overall, each band 5 in one test, okay? And then students have to retest the English language to achieve IELTS 6.0 overall, 5.5 in each band to study 1 year diploma level 6. Yeah, this 1 year diploma for the theory study and the field experience, it's the same as our bachelor degree year 2. So therefore, students can get 100% cross credits into the bachelor degree. So we designed this pathway program because some students couldn't achieve the IELTS 7 each band from the beginning. Therefore, they can take the language test year by year, and still it takes 3 years. So the study duration exactly the same as our bachelor degree, 3 years, okay? So it takes totally 3 years, 1 year diploma, level 5, 1 year diploma, level 6, then the final year of Bachelor of Teaching. When they graduate, they do not need to take any test. They can straight away apply for the New Zealand Teacher Registration Certificate, all right? So this is a pathway program. So I listed our level 5 language requirements, 5.5 IELTS academic version, each band 5 in one test, or PTE 42 overall with no band lower than 36. After they finish, they have to retest the IELTS or PTE to achieve for level 6 program, and then they can study the level 6. Some of the students ask, oh, can I straight away study level 6 diploma? The answer is no, because without studying the stage 1 bachelor degree, student cannot study the level 6, which is the same as the stage 2 bachelor degree. Okay, so they have to do year by year. Okay, same for the other programs. Students have to pass interview. When they arrive in New Zealand, we will support them find a home center. So the home center close to the student's home, no matter where you live, okay? But for level 5, level 6 students, they have to either live in Auckland or around Auckland or Christchurch. We have 2 campuses, one in Auckland, one in Christchurch, because each week, level 5 and level 6 students must go to our Auckland or Christchurch campus for face-to-face class. Okay, so this is something which is different from our Bachelor of Teaching and Graduate Diploma in Teaching. Students can join the Microsoft Teams tutorial online. They don't need to go to the campus for face-to-face class. So that means if students study Bachelor of Teaching and Graduate Diploma in Teaching, they can live anywhere in New Zealand. And we are going to support them to find a home center close to their living place in North Island and South Island. No matter where they live, we can help them to find a home center and they can study the program. Okay, so each week they practice in the center, meanwhile study the theory courses and join the tutorial class on the Microsoft Teams, all right? It's a little bit different compared to the level 5 and level 6 program. We also offer some postgraduate level program, level 8 postgraduate diploma master, 1.5 years and 2 years master, but we do not usually suggest international students to study this because this program actually designed for the teacher who already are registered teachers in New Zealand. They study this program to become the center manager or head teacher. So these programs do not lead to the teacher registration, okay? And the intake are not flexible. As undergraduate, it's not flexible. It's February, May, August, October for intakes. English language entry requirement lower compared to our Bachelor of Teaching and GD in Teaching because these are not Teaching Council's program. Okay, so we only require 6.5 overall, each band 6 or PTE 58 overall with no band lower than 50. Okay, so in the future, we might start to offer the Master of Teaching program, which approved by Teaching Council lead to the registration. If we have that program, we will keep our partner, Immigration Advisors, New Zealand Limited, informed. Okay, so right now we offer this program, but not leading to the registration. Just by the way, let you know. So in the future, once you become registered teacher in New Zealand, you want to become center manager or head teacher, in New Zealand Center, you can study. You can work and study this program at the same time. So just let you know. So I'm providing the link, which is the Teaching Council's link I shared with you. And there is a Ministry of Education web link I'm going to share with you soon. It's a job vacancy link, plus the language cert, the test, and the PTE. Okay, so usually some students not familiar about this language cert. So it's a very good, many students saying it's easier. It's easier compared to the, I'll share this language cert website so that you know this is a test. Okay, so languagecert.org. And the students can prepare by search preparation. You can see the test structure. Okay, so if you go down and check the C1 test. C1 is the one that Teaching Council that accept. So don't worry about the money. You can check. They give you the exam structure. Listening 30 minutes, part 1, multiple test, 6 with 3 options. Part 2, 6 multiple test, blah, blah, blah. So they give you clear instruction. Part 1, 2, 3, 4, multiple choice. Okay. And then reading. So you can read and prepare. It's more easier compared to the PTE and IELTS. That's why I'm sharing this with you. And writing only 2 parts. Part 1, 100 words to 200 words. Part 2, 250 to 300 words. Okay, and speaking 15 minutes. So you can just prepare, then you book. After you finish reading their structure, you can click on test taker, book the ESOL, click open, and then you book the C1. Okay, C1 is easier. C2 is more difficult. So C1 expert, easier one. C2 mastery, more difficult. For C2, you can achieve 22 in each band. C1, you achieve 35 each band. This one, 25 each band. Okay, so the test is a little bit cheaper compared to IELTS. So the test costs about $228 written and spoken. Written exam including listening, reading, and writing. And then spoken is the separate one. So, you know, you can book this test by paying $228 book online. All right. So this is the one that I let you know. The other type of test is PTE, Pearson test. So you can check PTE. Just let you know, because many students didn't know about language search or PTE. So this is a PTE test. Again, you can just search preparation and book the test, okay? If you know, yeah, it's because students told us it's easier than IELTS, especially in writing. So it's up to you, just let you know. The job vacancy website, which I mentioned, is Education Gazette. So I'm going to show you this. Because students ask, if you apply for overseas teacher registration, can you look for any jobs? So this is a web page that you might think to use. This web page belongs to the Ministry of Education New Zealand. It's called Education Gazette. So if you want to work in the New Zealand early childhood sector, click on early learning and the search. So there are some vacancies, okay, that listed. Many of them ask for registered teacher. But for our graduates who finish graduate diploma in teaching or bachelor of teaching, they click on this, suitable for beginning teachers. Then they apply for any vacancies, okay? So there are many opportunities. For example, this center, they ask for certified early childhood center, full-time permanent beginning teacher, meaning the newly registered New Zealand trained teacher. Okay, so there were quite a lot of vacancies for our New Zealand trained teacher. This is Maori language, Taoko, meaning teacher, same, okay, teacher. Some of them, they write Taoko. Yeah, it's Maori language, teacher. So I want to show you why the overseas teacher, you know, if you get overseas teacher practicing certificate, why it's so different from New Zealand trained teacher, okay? So you can use Google to search Tifalaki. Tifalaki is a Maori word. So I show you all the program and all the centers, childcare centers, they have to use the New Zealand early childhood curriculum designed by the Ministry of Education. So this is called Tifalaki. It's a Maori language, okay? Te, meaning the, English meaning the, Falaki, Maori language, meaning the woven mat. You see the woven mat, okay? That's why the cover, they give you like that. So this is the early childhood curriculum designed by the New Zealand Ministry of Education, okay, to support all the centers. And all of our students, they must study this Tifalaki during their whole program study, okay? So why it's called Tifalaki? It's because inside this curriculum, they designed 4 principles: empowerment, holistic development, families and community relationships, 4 principles, 5 strengths, well-being, okay, refer to children's well-being, sense of belonging, contribution, communication, exploration, 5 strengths. So 4 principles, 5 strengths. Okay, it looks like woven mat. Okay, that's why in New Zealand, all the students have to study Te Whānaki. And in the center, they all use this fundamental early childhood curriculum. That's why if you register as overseas teacher, you don't know this. You don't, because you never learned this. Okay, so therefore, you can't help your center to get the funding if they employ you as a teacher for the overseas teacher registration. That's why it makes difference. So I will show you our website to let you know in each of our programs, New Zealand Tertiary College website. Okay, so I'm showing you our web page, nztertiarycollege.ac.nz. When you click open, what can I study? You then click open graduate diploma in teaching, our popular program for degree graduates. Okay, any discipline degree graduates. You can see this program approved by Teaching Council lead to the teacher registration, provisional certification. So when you click open the courses, you can see from the first course, we start to introduce to you about Te Whānaki, the National Curriculum Framework for Early Childhood Education, designed by the Ministry of Education New Zealand. All right, so from the beginning, we have to let you know. And for each of the course study, pedagogy for infant, toddlers, and young children, you know, we embrace this Te Whānaki. It's a fundamental knowledge, okay? So therefore, if you are not a New Zealand trained teacher, certainly you will not learn this. That's why I'm saying you can't help your center to get the funding. So they can't pay you as a New Zealand trained teacher. That's from what other students told us. So that therefore, they come to study with us for this program. This is a very good program. And also in one of the courses, you have to learn the Maori culture, ability-based early childhood. They have to introduce to you about Treaty of Waitangi, because you know, the British people came here and signed the Treaty of Waitangi with the Maori people. So they respect the Maori language, identity, their culture, everything, okay, their values. That's why to become a registered teacher in New Zealand, for each of the program, you are going to get involved and know about the Maori culture, the Treaty of Waitangi. So for GD program, you are going to learn this one course, TDT-based, okay? And there are 10 academic courses. If you are interested in, you can click open each link to have a look what, you know, this program is about, all right? You can also see the full-time field practice requirement and program requirement. If you click open, you will see, okay? So that's why I'm saying New Zealand trained teacher, you will learn very good knowledge of New Zealand, you know, the philosophy, the knowledge about Te Whānaki and the, you know, the Maori language and the, you know, their treaty, whatever. So that's why this built up the very strong fundamental knowledge for you to work as a teacher in New Zealand. And when the student graduate, they have no problem to find a job in New Zealand because we have so many field experience, you know, weekly field experience and the full-time field practice. Okay, so this is something that I want you to know. So for the bachelor degree, again, it's the same. Okay, so it's the same. I quickly show you it's the same. Bachelor of Teaching, the 3 years program. So if you have a look, you can look, oh, from the beginning, they will introduce to you about Te Whānaki. And also there's culture responsive, which is started to introduce to you about, you know, the Treaty of Waitangi and the multicultural in New Zealand. You know, New Zealand is a migration country, so they are going to introduce to you about the multicultural as well. And the stage 2, again, there is a Maori culture course. You know, you don't need to really speak fluently of Maori language. That's not the purpose. The purpose is to let you know about Treaty of Waitangi. And the Maori people have their own culture, their language, and their beliefs and their values, this kind of thing. We respect, okay? So Even in the level 5, it's the same because it's same as our bachelor degree year 1. So level 5 exactly the same. Only difference is the language requirement is lower. We designed level 5, level 6 to help students to, get cross credits into the bachelor degree so that, they can take the language test step by step. Okay, so that's why I just want to show you. So now I'm going to answer more questions of so the first person already I answered the question. You have the BA, you have the master degree.
Right.
You want to become registered teacher. I suggest you study graduate diploma in teaching at New Zealand Tertiary College to become a New Zealand trained teacher. Then you can get good pay. Okay.
Yep.
And then
Thank you, Audrey.
Yes.
I'll read out the questions so the people are aware what the questions are, and y'all can then answer those questions. But Audrey, I would just like to thank you firstly for giving that beautiful presentation and insights about the language cert and PT, and also about the TDT based, qualification that they need to just go through it, understand the basic fundamental knowledge, which most of us are not aware about, that this will be a part of it. But yes, you went like deep into it, explained it very well, and you gave a clear understanding about why need of learning these contents as well, as a part of your curriculum. So thank you for that, giving us a detailed explanation about it. So with that said, what I would now do is, as Audrey was taking the Q&A questions and questions over there, she did answer the first question that was asked: does experience matter for teachers registration? Because someone has a BA in early childhood education and an MBA, and they are a banker at present. So they just want to know if the experience really matters to get a teacher's registration. And Audrey did answer that. Would you just like to repeat that bit again, since they have got the question now? Yep.
Sure. So actually, for the work experience from overseas, that's not very important, because in New Zealand, as I mentioned, they are using the Tifalaki, early childhood curriculum designed by the Ministry of Education. And also the way that New Zealand teachers support young children are different from overseas. Children actually learn from the play as a framework for learning. So the teachers, organize the different kinds of activities, indoor, outdoor, to help children to learn, from the areas that they are interested in. Okay, so there are different areas that the teachers will help children to learn from the play. So play is a framework for learning. Okay, and also sometimes if a child cries, maybe the teacher will not just hold them. Perhaps they will use different way, giving a toy or let the child play with other children, something. So in New Zealand, actually, they have unique way of operation and different philosophy. So actually, the previous experience is not that important, but if some students have experience, perhaps that will help you to get paid job easily. Meaning that once you start the program study, after a few weeks of voluntary observation, field experience, perhaps if you perform well, because you can learn quickly compared to other students who does not have experience. Maybe the center will pay you part-time job quickly. Okay, that's what's going to happen. Yeah, from my experience. And usually from our graduates' feedback, sometimes they practice in the center. After some time, maybe 1 month or 2 months, they get paid part-time jobs. And the student visa holders, they can get paid for up to 20 hours per week. And usually the center pay them each hour, perhaps about $24 during their program study, depending on the center. Some center paying a little bit high, some center paying maybe $23.60 per hour. Yeah, but our student can definitely, get some paid hours during the program study. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Audrey. So moving to the next question, once the overseas trained teachers are registered in New Zealand as teachers via NZQA assessment process while being offshore, what is the expected assistance from your organization to immigrate to New Zealand? I think this is more towards Ms. Vandana, ma'am. Would you like me to repeat the question or would you like to take it from
So
here?
no, that's fine. Thanks, Priyanka. I get the question. So basically, the attendees asking if they get the overseas NZK assessment then done, then how do we assist from there? So there could be 2 or 3 options that may be applicable for this person. If they get the teacher's registration, if they are managed to get a job as a registered teacher, we can then assist with the accredited employer work visa to come and teach here in New Zealand. If they get the registration, however, because of all the reasons that Audrey has explained, they are unable to get a job as a registered teacher, or they are not being paid the median wage because they are not considered as a qualified New Zealand qualified teacher, then they can consider as doing a course which leads them to the registration and like this course in at NZTC. So we can then assist them with their student visa and post completion the pathway. Once they've complete the qualification and get their registration again, would be eligible for a post-study work visa. The teachers, registered EC teachers also have 2 pathways moving on for residents here. One is the skilled migrant category residence visa when they get 6 points, and the other is the tier 2 work to residence under the green list. So definitely we could assist them in whichever path takes you to residence or to study or to work the fastest. Yeah, thanks. Over to you, Priyanka.
Thank you, Ms. Vandana. So the next question that we have is from Nepal. I have been teaching English language and literature at high school and college level for more than 10 years. I have done Masters of English Language and Literature, but do not have teaching certificate. I have a valid PT score 86. I am 41 years of age. What can I do to migrate work as a teacher in New Zealand?
I can take that, Priyanka. So I would really request you to take a step back and see what really which level of teaching are you interested in? Because till now you've not done the EC. So this particular webinar is definitely for the early childhood, the ECE qualifications and the registration process. So if ECE is something that you would like to diversify in, definitely this is one of the qualifications you can do. If you would like to teach primary or secondary teachers, primary or secondary students, and would like more information, then probably I would request you to put in your information and we'll get back to you to give you those details.
Thank you. Also, while someone has asked you about 41 years of age, would you just like to highlight about the age factor while applying to New Zealand?
Yeah, thanks, Priyanka. For student visa, definitely age is not an issue. We've assisted even someone as old as 76 years for a student visa. So for student visa, there's no age bar. Now, however, if you are considering applying for a residence later on, if applying for New Zealand residence is one of your options moving on, then please be aware that 55 years is the age that you can apply for New Zealand residence, and someone even 50, 51 years of age can still reach residence before that age. So you have to be mindful of that. Having said that, when you apply for a student visa, Immigration New Zealand definitely needs to see if you are a bona fide student. So that means you genuinely intend to study the course and have an intent to study in New Zealand. So academic gap is something that we keep getting questions from students. So if you've completed your qualification 10 years back, 20 years back, doesn't matter. So if you've been working thereafter that and you now feel the need to upskill yourself or diversify or to add on your skills, that could definitely be explained to immigration. So please don't think that because you have completed the last qualification few years back, you do not have the option to study. Definitely can consider. Over to you, Priyanka.
Thank you. I think the next one is to NZTC. To apply for graduate diploma ECE, applicant needs to go via NZQA assessment procedure as well, in addition to IELTS, etc. So, Audrey, I think someone is trying to ask, along with the English language assessment test, do they also have to do NZQ assessment procedure to apply for a graduate diploma in ECE? Would you like to answer that?
Yeah. So recently, we changed the process. When students apply for the graduate diploma in teaching, you don't need to go ahead to do the NZQA from the beginning. So you can get your agent to submit your graduation certificate, transcript, and everything. And our admissions team will assess. So they will use some benchmarks to check. The first benchmark they are going to check is the Immigration New Zealand qualification exemption list. So if the university and the qualification and the year of graduation is listed on the Immigration New Zealand qualification exemption list, we do not need students to do the NZQA, International Qualification Assessment Report, okay? That's something which is really good. Or if we can use our internal IQA report that in the past more than 40 years, we have many students who already applied for the IQA. They came from different countries in the world, different universities and qualifications. So if we can find a similar qualification that we already had IQA report, then we also don't need the student to do the IQA. So from the beginning, please do not go ahead to do the IQA because that costs 445 New Zealand dollars, and it takes about 3 to 4 months with NZQA. Okay, so just get your agent, immigration advisor, to submit your application. We will do the internal assessment and then let you know. For the English language, just now that student already asked if she applied for overseas teacher registration. So if you don't have overseas teacher registration, definitely you need to provide the IELTS 7 each band or PTE 65 each band or language cert C1 35 each band or combine different tests. However, if you get the overseas teacher registration from Teaching Council, we are okay for you to exempt from the English language test. Okay, that's meet the Teaching Council's requirement. As long as you get overseas teacher registration certificate from Teaching Council, you do not need to take the language test. But if you don't have it, of course, you have to take the language test unless you studied bachelor or master's degree from 7 English language speaking countries before. All right?
Thank you, Audrey. The next one is also for you. Is the graduate diploma in teaching available online?
Okay, so this question, it is available online, but we call it blended learning because students must arrive in New Zealand and we must help you to find a home center close to your home in New Zealand, no matter where you live in New Zealand, North Island, South Island, any city. And we, have to let you practice in a New Zealand center to see how teachers support young children and using Tifaliti, this curriculum. That means you cannot study the program in offshore countries. Yeah, you have to come here to study in New Zealand. Once you graduate, you can apply for teacher registration certificate straight away. No more tests. Back to you, Priyanka. Thank you.
Thank you, Audrey. So there's one more question, how the overseas teacher registration process works. That's one of the questions being asked. Would you like to take that?
Do you mean the New Zealand trained teacher?
Yeah, New Zealand, teacher registration process, like after completing your course program.
Okay. So I think some students just joined. So yeah, I'm going to share my screen and show how to apply. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. So I'm on the Teaching Council's webpage. Okay, so teachingcouncil.nz. This is a Teaching Council webpage. Teaching Council of Aotearoa, New Zealand. Aotearoa is a Maori word meaning New Zealand. Okay, so in many government agency or this kind of organization, they have a Maori word inside. Okay, so when the student finish our graduate diploma in teaching or Bachelor of Teaching program, they click on registration and certification. Then they go down to find for beginning teachers and apply for a provisional practicing certificate. Tomua is a Maori word meaning provisional practicing certificate. Don't worry, okay? So just click open, applying for provisional practicing certificate. Okay, so it says this is online application. Yeah, you need to use your email and your name, date of birth to register. It's online, okay? You pay for 464.37 New Zealand dollars because you are a New Zealand trained teacher. So you pay online. You also have to upload the verified documents to the Teaching Council webpage. Okay, if you are a New Zealand trained teacher, including the New Zealand Justice of Peace verified passport. Okay, your passport to show your identity. And also your graduation certificate transcript from New Zealand Tertiary College and overseas criminal record. Okay, they request the teacher to have clean police clearance record. Okay, that's important to be a teacher in New Zealand. So any police clearance certificate from the country that you lived in the past 10 years. And also your consent Teaching Council to do your New Zealand police vetting. Okay, so they will check while you study in New Zealand. They will check your criminal record, including the driving offense, over speed or drink driving or careless driving kind of thing. So declare your physical mental health are capable to teach the young children. Okay, so by the way, just now the secondary school teacher asked about teaching children. If you want to teach children, by the way, I just want you to know in New Zealand, our students, they teach children age from 0 to 5 years old, or sometimes up to 6 years old, because in New Zealand, children can go to the primary school at the age of 5. Some of them go to the primary school at the age of 6, but most of the children go to the primary school at the age of 5. So in the centers, you are able to see the young children, okay, just several months old, perhaps 2 months old, 3 months old, okay, or toddlers, okay, so babies, usually age from 0 to 2 years old, babies, or 2 to 3 years old, toddlers. They are learning how to walk, how to speak, okay, how to go to the toilet, okay, and the 3 to 5 years old preschool children, okay, so yeah, just let you know, 0 to 5 years old, or some center up to 6 years old. So you don't need to take any test. When you complete graduate diploma in teaching or Bachelor of Teaching, you can straight away apply for the provisional practicing certificate. Okay. Once you work in the New Zealand Center for 2 years after you have this provisional practicing certificate, you can then apply for a full teacher registration. Okay, you can then apply, but you have to work in New Zealand Center for 2 years. Then you can apply for full teacher registration. All right. For each practicing certificate, it's valid for 3 years. Yeah. Okay, just let you know. Okay, back to you, Priyanka. Thank you. You are muted.
I'm sorry. Thank you, Audrey. All right. So as I see that we have reached to the end of our session because it's already time, and I see there are a lot of questions which are still being unanswered. So what we would like to do is for these questions that have been asked, we would like to take up these questions and reply to you on your email addresses. What you can also do is, in case if you feel that your questions are not being answered here, please write to us on contact@nzimmigration.info, and we would be able to answer or respond to your questions. With that said, I would now actually like to wrap up because we've already ran out of time right now. So before we wrap up, would you all like to just say the last few words, Audrey and Roy?
Okay, thank you so much, Priyanka and Vandana and Himanshu. Thank you for organizing this webinar and give us the opportunity to introduce the early childhood teacher education program. And we look forward to having some good quality students and help them to, achieve their goal. Yeah. And we will leave their questions to you. I think today you also have quite a lot of, the information from us. I also share the PPT and the course details. So you can go ahead to answer those questions and stay in touch with us. Anyway,
right.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Roy. Thank you, Audrey. And thank you, ma'am, for your beautiful insights about your contribution towards giving us the information about a lot of things. And Audrey, that was in-depth knowledge that you definitely shared with all our participants who are there right now. And to all our participants, we hope you found today's webinar valuable and informative. Remember that the conversation doesn't end here. If you have any further questions or you would like to explore the topics discussed in more details, which Audrey did explain, but still, if you have any other questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to us on contact@nzimmigration.info. So with that said, I would like to thank all our speakers and thank you everyone. We appreciate your time and insight and thank you guys. We will see you guys soon again. Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye. Thank you.